Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I just want to ask you guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and I do greatly appreciate it. So first and foremost, Happy New Year to everybody. It is officially January 1st, and overall, the market is looking a little bit better than it was yesterday. I mentioned to you guys that we would be seeing a little bit of some sell-offs, most likely due to, some, just let's see, some tax write-offs essentially. So, nothing too crazy. I mean, Bitcoin did dip down to about 45.8K, still held its nice little, overall wedge. We could pretty much see that on the 7-day span. Here you can pretty much see the lowest point that we went down to just yesterday. It was pretty much that almost 46K zone. On the 1-month span, you can see why that's fairly important. We've held it now 3 times officially. So overall, fairly strong support there. Now that's fairly good to see, and that's fairly good to note. I do want to see XRP back over 85 cents. In fact, I know that 80 cents has been a strong support zone, but 85 cents in my opinion is a strong demand zone to reclaim for XRP. Trading volumes on altcoins aren't extremely high, but they are, growing. And with that in mind, I definitely am watching, altcoins in the new year very closely. We've talked about the extended bull run and why altcoins will essentially go parabolic if we do have that confirmation. We have to wait it out a little bit. I would say by the end of January, we should be good. January, in my opinion, is going to be an incredible month. So I'm watching everything kind of unfold at a very slow pace. I'm going to be very patient. But of course, you guys do see the trading volumes are down. That is pretty much alongside with pretty much every single other altcoin in this market currently. Of course, you can see the 24-hour gains on a lot of these altcoins hitting some double-digit figures, but for the most part, nothing too crazy to really kind of report on with that. But I do want to talk to you guys about some volume, because I know the volume hasn't been great in terms of trading volume, but we actually see XRP whales move several million worth of the token as it struggles near $1. Now this was from essentially today, but it was a day ago. And we do see a lot of whale activity here. In fact, we did see, 177 million XRP. We've seen, another 177 million XRP. There is a ton of volume on the move. This was over 300 million exact. Another 50 million XRP was moved. What is here? Ripple's strongest year. Proud to say it was Ripple's strongest year ever. XRP-based on-demand liquidity payments account for 25% of the money volume across RippleNet, and ODL transactions are up 25x from Q3 2020 and 130% quarter over quarter. Now, don't get me wrong. I think it's been an incredible year overall for XRP and also even Ripple. We know that on-demand liquidity is definitely going to provide an immense amount of volume to the network, to the entire ecosystem, as well as for XRP's overall price appreciation. But I do really want to address the idea that we are seeing a lot of whale activity. And of course, we also seen, Bitcoin whale initiates 466 million Coinbase transfer as large Ethereum and XRP holders emerge. This happened yesterday, almost at around the midnight point. We do see, 9,901 Bitcoin transferred from Coinbase to an unknown wallet. So overall, there was a lot of accumulation. I think that this is pretty much leading us to the idea that there is going to be a lot of hodling happening. I know that in terms of the XRP stats on the rich list, we haven't seen a lot of accumulation for a lot of these main, top tier accounts, but you could actually see the top 0.01% account holders. We did see a little bit of a spike, and I know that it has declined a little bit, and even going back to as far as October, we have seen a decline in the amount held, but I think that this is going to change drastically. We also see a little bit of some, overall stability happening on the 0.2 and also even almost on the 0.1% here. And of course, down here, pretty much I'm not going to try to say that these don't matter. I'm just saying these are pretty much going down a little bit as these are kind of staying stable, which tells me a lot of those retail individuals are either one, taking a hit for tax write-offs, or two, they're just trying to accumulate other assets. Maybe they're growing a little bit tiresome. But overall, there's not a lot of sharp declines in the balances held from October to pretty much now. I also do apologize if you guys do hear my dog in the background. She's pretty much playing with my other dog, so I do apologize. But overall, I just really wanted to give you guys those quick updates in terms of the amounts being held. So we are still seeing a strong amount of accumulation happening, not only on XRP, but also even on, Ethereum as well. So, I think that this is great to see. Ethereum, Bitcoin, and also XRP are the clear, in my opinion, clear targets to really be watching for right now, especially if you are an XRP holder. But also, Ethereum, we have been seeing a ton of Ethereum and even XRP transfers over the past day with, 126,000, Ethereum, 20,000 Ethereum, 177 million XRP, and even 70 million XRP has been moved around. So a lot of, whale movement, a lot of whale accumulation, and this is going to continue on, and I do suspect that this is actually going to change drastically as we do march into, quarter one of 2022 as well as quarter two. But also in terms of the SEC lawsuit, we do see here what makes the 2015 FinCEN and Ripple settlement even worse is that the SEC and FinCEN had entered into an agreement to share info with the other about companies investigated. In 2006, Chairman Cox said, "We are pleased to formalize our already strong working relationship with FinCEN." And we actually see this, FinCEN had already signed an agreement with Ripple Inc., allowing them to continue their XRP sales. If XRP is an unlicensed security, then FinCEN now has to explain why they signed an agreement, allowing the sale of said unlicensed securities. Never going to happen. XRP isn't a security. And this goes back to 2018, by the way. And I think that this is actually very interesting to note, and we do see here, this was 4 days after the Hinman speech. Notice the impact it had manifested in the tweet. The FinCEN declaration of XRP as a virtual currency gave many investors clarity. Who knew 5 years later the SEC would claim those same sales by Ripple were also unregistered securities? This is comical, and these are still, I honestly think, with every day that goes by, there's more and more evidence that leads us to a Ripple settlement. This is detrimental to the overall case on the SEC side, and I seriously can't wait to see this really unfold. So let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. Now we also see here, they think XRP is not a security. Again, these are some high tier names here. Corey Johnson, former chief strategist at Ripple. J. Christopher Giancarlo, former CFTC chairman. Mary Jo White, former SEC chair. Tom Emmer, congressman. FSA, Japan, FCA, UK, Singapore, Switzerland, XRP community. These, first off, obviously the XRP community and everybody in, crypto would be hoping that XRP is not a security, but also we all know that it's not. It is a clear cut and dry currency. And with all of this in mind, all of these high tier names that also think that XRP is not a security, they are obviously going to be stepping in as well. And we do see our Federal Bank Ltd, backbone of India's fintech story, Ripple and Inside R3, among many others. Look at this massive ecosystem, and we have R3 and also Ripple here, Ripple labeled for cross-border remittances as well. We also see Lulu, which is fairly interesting, but this is all being in this massive ecosystem of 300 plus APIs, 13 API bundles, and 50 plus fintechs. And this is very interesting because when we're looking back on time, we know that India is a fairly large name in the game for massive amounts of transactions, but also this is a leading Indian private sector bank that is going to be offering a ton of products and services, as you guys even do read over here. But also, this is very interesting because in terms of cross-border payments and in terms of digitization, I do think that DLTs are going to play a vital role. And in my opinion, Ripple is also a fairly large company, of course, with R3 to really be labeled here. But we also see here, and Lulu Exchange, right? In terms of Lulu, we know that just recently the integration by Bank Afala with RippleNet and launch with Lulu International Exchange. So all of this leads us back to, India. We know India is fairly large in terms of what they're doing with real-time payments. In fact, this year alone, going back to May, we've seen Ripple to deliver first real-time payments from Oman to India using blockchain. And Of course, they obviously know about Ripple. They know what Ripple is, well positioned to do. They know the power behind this technology. They're obviously going to adopt this in. And this is all while the SEC is continuing their fight against crypto and still claiming that XRP is, a security. In my mind, this technology, Ripple and even XRP are going to both prosper no matter what the SEC says. We also see here that, Ripple claims 50% share of Indian market, and we do see down here. And so now I think that in our pipeline we have probably 50% of the market in India either integrated onto Ripple or in the deal in the sort of pipeline to be signed to India. And guess what? We're going to take that back to Wells Fargo, and we're going to say there's not a better way to send into India than Ripple. And I just want you guys to understand that this last quotation here, there's not a better way to send into India than Ripple. Yeah. How about you rephrase that and say there's not a better way to send into anywhere than Ripple, because they are already, and we've seen this unfold this year alone, or I shouldn't say this year, 2021, we've seen them unfold into these massive markets. They're well positioned in Singapore. They're well positioned in India. They're well positioned around the globe besides in the US. So what do you think is going to happen when a settlement happens? Okay, not only are we going to see them take over in terms of ODL, because we even see here since launching in 2018, ODL has evolved to improve efficiency and user experiences. These enhancements enable customers like FX Flash and Novati payments to leverage RippleNet's underlying tech to innovate and grow their business. But this also allows them to take over globally. Every U.S. bank, we talk about Wells Fargo, we talk about Bank of America, all of these major names in the U.S. are going to jump on the Ripple bandwagon and utilize RippleNet technology, because guess what? It's already well positioned in every jurisdiction around the world. India is probably one of the largest names in the game for massive amounts of remittances. And when we look back on here, we look at, first off, blockchain for cross-border remittances, R3, and also even Ripple. So when we talk about what is happening, it is all laid out in front of us. Everything is well positioned to be the next major overall update to the financial infrastructure, and that is going to be utilizing RippleNet products. And the best thing about this is that Ripple, posting this on the 30th, talking more so about global payments network for financial institutions. This is RippleNet. They're talking more so about FX Flash, and they're also talking about Novati. I've talked to you guys about Novati a lot, but look at what is happening behind the scenes. Look at where RippleNet is well positioned to be disruptive in. First off, the best part about this is that they never, removed any of the US-based clients on here. They have updated it to include new clients, but they never, removed Bank of America, American Express, none of that. That's all still there. But also, it's the idea that this is all backed with XRP. If you want to do a cross-border payment, you'll most likely be utilizing XRP. We've talked about this. We've discussed it with on-demand liquidity. We've talked about NCashOfficial accounts, how bad they are, how poorly, they are in terms of efficiency, speed, cost, all of that. But this is the best thing. This overall chart here, which isn't updated, I don't think it is updated, at least in my mind, because we haven't seen a lot of updates pushed onto this chart. But across 55 plus countries and 120 plus currency pairs. And it brings me back to this quote: there's not a better way to send into any area than Ripple, because Ripple is going to connect almost everywhere around the world in terms of cross-border payments. And don't get me wrong, I know that there's other DLTs, and I've always said this as well. There's always going to be other DLTs that also get a large portion of these market shares. There's also going to be other things that need to take into accountability in terms of mass adoption, like for an example, interoperability. But that is exactly why I talked to you guys about QNT. QNT is well positioned to be the interoperability bridge for, guess what, the bridge currency XRP. So in my mind, this entire new infrastructure that I talk to you guys about on a day-to-day basis is already here. It's already built in front of us. And guess what? 2022, in my opinion, is the year where we truly do take over in terms of this massive new technology. I think a lot of individuals are going to be warmed up to it. They're going to be learning it. They're going to know the standard. They're going to know ISO 222, why they need to know it, and where it's going to pretty much lead us in terms of mass overall adoption of this new financial infrastructure. So with that in mind, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Happy New Year, everybody, and thank you for watching. Peace out.